Where does this format go from here? There's been different stabs. Obviously, just pure streaming is something that is absolutely real, and there are numbers to back that up for many radio stations, and that grows over time, and more people convert to whether it's smart speakers or on their phone in the car, whatever it is. But there's something about the format that, as podcasts have grown, as TikTok and short form video, which almost can be repurposed, or audio can be repurposed as, in a way, has grown. Radio, it's about the cycle. It's about, let me tune in right now, see what's happening right here, right now. And that's not to say that radio doesn't tell long form stories. It's not to say that you can't listen for 3 hours straight. What do you think it is? Where does it go from here? Where, using the digital tools, the person in New Jersey or Connecticut or Rhode Island that wants to hear WCBS, what do they do in 10 years? How do they find it to get that loop, to get that cycle simply, effectively, consistently, and in a way that becomes as dominant, if possible, as terrestrial radio was for so many years?
If there's a demand for what we're doing, there'll be a way to get it out there. There'll be the financial motivation, regardless of the stream, or whether it's to acquire an FM frequency in the case of broadcasting. There'll be a way to get it out there. In terms of, what will radio, or what will our product be like in 10 years? I'd like to think it's much the same as it is now. Of course, I want to think that. I won't be doing it in 10 years unless they want me. Maybe I'll be doing it in 10 years. But I do see the biggest challenge, and you were asking more of a question about the delivery platform. In terms of what we do, news and information, we were, I'm not going to say unquestioned for many years, but now, with the divisions that we experience in every form of life, from our government to our families, to trust in law enforcement and the FBI and the courts and science, media certainly is high on the distrust list for many people. So there's a certain, and I suppose it's a welcome thing. You should care about the information you get. You should question the information that you get. But it's a challenge to get a wide audience that just implicitly trusts you, as seemed to have existed prior to the last, I'll say, 10 years. There's that. And the second thing is, with the outright collapse of local journalism in most cities and towns, it makes it more difficult for us to get tip sheets as to what's going on. I mean, look, of course, we didn't have 1 million reporters in every town, but we looked at all the newspapers. And at first, when it went online, well, that was great. Now we can see everything all the time. Now we can read every little paper and get a heads up. Well, of course, that cannibalized the profit center for these news organizations. No more classified ads, no more advertisements from the big department stores, which also all folded. The collapse of advertising, the collapse of the local news media, has made it more difficult in this ubiquitous information stream that we live in. Information everywhere, quality information is increasingly difficult to come by. And we really want to give you quality, or you're not going to find us as useful as you and I have, as our parents have, and as our grandparents have. That's a big challenge.